Now, you were also very outspoken when WWE released Kevin Nash. What are your thoughts of him and his work?
Big lazy. Big sexy, big lazy. He'd made a few comments about me. I'd made comments about Flair several years ago on the website. He came back and made comments about me, so we got in a verbal war, and I decided to let the world know that Kevin Nash was probably sold the least amount of tickets of any WWE World Champion in the history of the WWF. And there's nothing wrong with stealing money, and I think he stole money for a long time from promoters and people because his work was horrible. Toward the end of his career, or actually towards the end of his WCW stuff, he would just go and hang over on the ropes and talk. You know, that's a great gimmick, I guess, to be able to do that. But as far as I'm concerned, I would never book him anywhere.
Now, what was your reaction to the death of Elizabeth and some of your memories working with her and your feud with Randy?
You know, I was around Elizabeth a lot. We worked, but we were never close. Never did any more than just say hello to each other. And she was never out of Randy's sight. And we spoke about that I guess on the last tape.
Right.
But it's sad. It's really sad that these people are taking all this stuff. That what they're doing is they're mixing the alcohol with this Oxycontin. And that's like a real strong codeine, and alcohol and codeine just does not mix. It's a poison. It poisons your system. You end up actually choking to death on your own vomit. And that's essentially what happened to her. There was rumors that Luger had slapped her around and done stuff to her. He might have. Just because she was, and this is what I told Duggan. Duggan said, hey, that Luger, he's a bad guy. He shouldn't be slapping around on women, I mean, Elizabeth and everything, she's a really sweet girl. I said, Jim, I know she's a really sweet girl, but hell, she can push buttons like any other whore out here. I mean, she can push buttons too. So she might have pushed the wrong buttons on old Lex, and, he had gave her a few shots, but it's come to find out he had nothing to do with that. He didn't push her down the steps or anything. It's just sad that you got Curt Hennig. My question is, what was Liz doing up at 5 in the morning drinking vodka and taking pills? She's not a big superstar. She's not on TV anymore. Same with Curt Hennig. Goes in a hotel room, spends 3 days partying, blows himself away. Who's the other kid? Went home, killed himself in Stevie Richards' house in Florida.
Oh, Crash Holly.
Crash Holly. Here's a kid who's 130 pounds. He should have just been glad to be part of the WWE. He should have been thankful and happy. Instead, he's upset because he's not working there anymore. He can't take it. When the spotlight is off, it's off. You find something else to do. You stop living that lifestyle. You stop drinking and partying and doing the things that you did when you were in the spotlight. You just have to adapt and move on. And these people have. I was looking at a list. There's a website that has a list. It's Wrestlers Then and Now. I think is the name of it or something. But anyway, it's a list of all the people that have died since like 1930 or 1920 or something. And you look at that list, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, guys and 60s guys died of either accidental car wreck or natural causes, and they were 80s and 90s years old. Now, you look at the list in the last 4 years, these guys are 20, 22, 25, 28, 30, 35 years old. They're all dead. Rick Rude, a Road Warrior Hawk. It's just incredible that they... And that's one kid, he gets his notice from WCW, he's not going to work there anymore. He goes, takes his gun, shoots himself. Come on. This is fake, phony show business, for Christ's sakes.
What do you think has caused the rash of deaths?
Just not being able to deal with the pressures of not being in the spotlight anymore, maybe not having the lifestyle. With that lifestyle, you have to have the kind of money to continue the lifestyle. And if you're not doing the wrestling on a big scale, you're not making big money. And if you're used to making the big dough, and you're used to buying, a lot of marijuana or a lot of cocaine or a lot of pain pills, now you don't have the money, then the depression sinks in, and you don't know how you're going to support your habit. And then with that type of depression, the walls really do start to close in on someone, I think, and that's what causes it.